can't tell you. That's the secret. Die.
I think that something that's really cool too is that I think that's something that we didn't see in the first season. You know, there's a couple of those looming shots of the dome and the helicopters surrounding the outside world, and I think that one of the questions for me, just as you know, enjoying the story, has been, you know, how is the rest of the world reacting to the dome? And what are they doing out there? And this season, you will get your first glimpse of, in a small way, of what the impact of the dome has been and what people around it are doing about it and how they're reacting to it. And so I think it's really interesting.
Yeah, because it's been a while since we've had that play, with that much play with the outside.
Right, because we're in the fishbowl, but outside the world is a different place now that this thing is there. And so what does that look like, and how are people reacting to it, and what are they doing? So it's cool to be able to look at that.
All right, let's have a little fun and take a few questions from the audience. Where's our microphone? Oh, there it is. Okay. Just, you can walk into the spotlight, and we'll take a couple of questions. They're powwowing. Okay, come on up. And tell us your name. Tell us your name first and where you're from.
Hi, my name is Maria, and I'm from Bangladesh. And thank you all for filming Rochelle. I love your costume. This question's for Alexander. What's more important to Junior, finding out where his mother is or who killed Angie?
That's a tough thing. You know, I've always thought that there's kind of this missing love that Junior craves in his life, and not to get weird and edible. What? Well, okay, come on. I have a megalomaniac father. I have a mother who abandoned me, and an alcoholic murderer. Really great role models. Pretty good. So yeah, no wonder I turned out all right. But yeah, I think he's a person who craves love, affection, and approval so much. Yeah, lots of that. And I think because it's such a pressing matter of who the serial killer is, and who killed this love of Junior's life, that you know, he wants to find the murderer first and foremost, and you know, the mother stuff is kind of on the back burner because he can't really deal with that until he gets outside of the dome. So I think Angie, step one, step two, mom.
So his mother used to that. She's still alive.
Go ahead.
Hi. Well, first I must say, Colin Ford, it's really nice to see you on something that's, well, from Supernatural. My question though is for Junior, I guess, or Alex. Will we ever see more, like, will your character ever be reprimanded for what you did to Angie? Because we saw it with Big Jim, but he kind of shoved it under the rug, and it wasn't really, no one else has really done anything. I feel like Angie hasn't gotten justice. So will we see that happen later, or?
I think, in a way, Angie's death is one way he is reprimanded. I think it's a terrible, tragic thing for him.
Yeah, it really hurt you that she died.
But yeah, I think more misfortune and bad stuff is going to happen to Junior, as it does to everyone on the show. But Junior specifically keeps getting the shit end of the stick, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, you'll see more of painful stuff headed Junior's way. Yeah.
More of those pain Junior shots, those close-ups of Junior and their angst.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Courtney and I'm from Kansas. And my question is for everybody. I just wondered if you were going to be trapped under a dome in real life and you had to choose someone to be in there with you to like help you figure it out and everything, who would you choose?
Let's start. One person? One person. You go first. You go first on that end. Go ahead.
Me?
Yeah.
I would take my best friend Garrett. Garrett, if you see this, I love you.
I would tie my kid to my wife and try to take them both.
say Kathy. Why not?
I'd take Britney Spears.
I was going to say my dog, but if he's taking Britney Spears, I'm taking Clemo.
I think Chuck Norris.
I'll take CBS with me.
It's your dome. By the way, who would you take? Oh, you're going to take it. There you go. There you go. And would the dome be in Kansas?
Hi, my name is Lynn. My question has to do with Stephen King's involvement in the show. Since he wrote the book that the show is based on, does that mean that his current involvement is going to keep the series in a similar direction, or not?
Well, Stephen wrote the first episode of this season, and so that was a way of Stephen continuing to put his, really strong imprint on the show, so that, we've gone a bit past the book in some ways, because the book is only about a week or so, and now, as Rochelle said, we're in, a month by the end of the season, and so we wanted Stephen to do the first episode this year so that he could lay the groundwork for this season.
And that kind of goes back to the thing you talked about of having a plan for 3 to 5 seasons worth of stuff beyond the book. Literally on a plane, I grilled Neil about this when we were going to Wilmington, and I was just like, dude, how are you going to go on beyond the book?
Yeah, and we talk to Stephen all the time. So Stephen lives in Maine, but we talk to him, and he reads every script, and he loves it when we kill a character. He wants us to kill more, so it's like, wow. So he was very happy by the end of the season. But he looks at every script and every cut, and so we have a great collaborative relationship with him, and then also the folks at Amblin. You can't, forget about Steven Spielberg and his group too. So they're very involved as well. So it's a really great combination to work with when you think of Steven and pop culture, you think of King and Spielberg, and we've got them both. So we're, incredibly fortunate.
Does everybody up here get along with Stephen King? I just want to get a heads up on who may come and go. Okay.
Would you risk not getting along with him?
I just don't want to see you die. That's all I'm saying.
For someone who writes such dark, and often darkly comedic material, he is really impish, fun,
Disturbingly normal.
Very nice guy. Yeah.
That's because you wonder what's going on upstairs.
Kind of scares you a little bit when you're looking at him. You're trying to figure out what's going on behind those eyes. Next question.
This is a question for Rochelle. When I first started watching the show, for the longest time I was racking my brain wondering, where have I seen this actress before? Then it hit me, oh my gosh, Victoria from Twilight! So, yeah! So it's more of a request than a question, but if you would indulge me, could you please say, I'm the one with the wicked curveball?
Well.
Oh, it's been a long time. Forgive me. It's been a while. I'm the one with the wicked curveball.
Yes, sir.
Wait, really quick. Are you Hunter S. Thompson?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Amazing costume.
Oh, here it comes.
Can you ask your question in character?
I can't use the voice very well, so I can't. I could be drunk, but no. This one's for Colin. Is Joe going to leave Nori for Melanie? Because if you do, me and my girlfriend are going to be really pissed.
I think that Nori was Joe's first love, and I don't think you can ever really run away from your first love. So I don't think you will.
So you never know. You may dream up something.
You can check it. Colin, tell them about your vlogs that you do with Nori.
The vlogs?
Yeah.
Oh, Nori, Mackenzie, and I will shoot these little vlogs vlogs, which will actually be on the houndsofdiana.com website, right, Neil? Did I say that? They'll be on the Hounds of Diana website, and there's these cool little vlogs that we do as Joe and Nori, and we shoot them like in different spots around Chester's Mill, and it's usually little experiments that Joe and Nori are doing on a small scale that have a larger meaning for the Dome or for what's going on in the Dome, and you can check them out on the houndsofdiana.com website. And they're just a little bit of fun and experimenty little videos that we make, and it just kind of gives you a little insight into a happier setting of Chester's Mill, and it's kind of the fun experimenting and figuring out what's going on with the Dome.
Yes, sir.
We have time for one more question.
Hi, I'm James from Brazil. I want to ask Neil, as you know, the series will be released in Brazil this season, and I want you to help me to tell Brazilians why should they watch Under the Dome.
Because it's a thank you for, we love that. We see a lot of tweets from Brazil. I wish we spoke Portuguese because they write them in Portuguese, but I guess we can translate them. I think the show is a parable for our times, and this season particularly, we looked at how all of these guys have not really taken as good a care of Chester's Mill as they might, and so you've seen the caterpillars that have been munching on everything, and the blood rain, and pretty soon Big Jim has to come and do some saving of his own, for some big climate changes that are coming. So our show is really about how do you get along when resources are scarce? How do you work things out? Can you have a democracy if resources are limited? How can you keep getting along when we're under a lot of pressure and we're running out of fuel and things like that? So it's a parable for our times without telling people what to think. You just show what our characters do.
And we do a special episode where we replay the World Cup that we beat Germany. Did Brazil do better? Thank you for that question from Brazil. By the way, Under the Dome was the biggest summer series in 21 years, and it's a lot. And a lot of that is because of the people sitting right up here, also Stephen King and Steven Spielberg, and Steven Spielberg also involved with another hit show now on CBS this summer, Extant, and we want to give you a little bit of that real quick. And at some point you will find out what in the world is in her belly. A round of applause for these guys, Under the Dome. Beg. They want to get a couple of shots of you guys up front. So can we get everybody to come around up front so we just take a couple quick pictures? And I want to thank everybody for